snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys, so I am here today to do a book review, and the book that I'm going to be reviewing is a book by Haruki Murakami. It is The Strange Library, and I read this as part of the BooktubeSFF Awards nominees. This one was shortlisted for Best Short Fiction, and so I was very excited to give it a go because I have read 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami, or at least the first two parts of it, before, and I enjoyed them, but it was all a bit weird and ethereal and crazy because Haruki Murakami is known for that sort of thing. So I was quite excited to see how he did with short fiction, and I definitely had a great experience with it. I think it was really enjoyable. So let's get into what The Strange Library is all about. I read this on my Kindle, so I didn't have all the beautiful colours, which I think is a bit of a shame. The actual hardback does have full page illustrations that are very, very beautifully coloured, and so probably worth getting that if you are a Murakami fan. I just didn't know if I was going to love it or not, and it was easier for me to buy the Kindle version, so I did. It was a really interesting read, and it had some great moments. We follow this young boy as he goes to the library. He wants to, I think, return a book, and so he goes to the library and he goes in and he gets told to go down this little passageway, and he finds this old man there who's very creepy looking and leads him through all of these tunnels underneath the library down into the basement, and all of this creepy stuff is going on, and he meets this very weird man, and he meets this kind of strange animal-like creature, sheep-like creature as well, and it was all very weird. It was all very Murakami. He has a way of evoking this kind of creepy, ethereal, weird world with these strange animal creatures and these strange ideas, but it was all very whimsical as well. It had this kind of essence of a fairy tale. It had that sort of vibe about it, and it definitely was an interesting read. It was very quick to get through. It only took me maybe half an hour, maybe a bit less. So it wasn't a long read by any means. We have these full page illustrations which come up every few pages, and they illustrate a part of the story in a very creepy and scary way. It definitely makes it feel more like a complete realised story, and the illustrations did tie in really well, adding to the sense of creepiness and unease. And I did love the story, actually. I thought it was just very, very fun. My only complaint was that it wasn't as developed or as long as I would have liked, but obviously that's because it's short fiction, so that wouldn't have made sense otherwise. I personally like a little bit more development, but I did think it was a really nice little short story with some great little quirks to it. It was kind of creepy, but I liked it, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, so I would certainly say that if you're interested in Murakami, it's a good starting place with him, and it's also an easy starting place with him. I'm also going to be talking about The Meeker and the All-Seeing Eye today, which is by Matthew Kressel. This is another short story that I read for the BooktubeSFF Awards. It's a free story that you can find on Clarksworld, so I'll put a link down below to the story for you guys to check it out if you've not. It took me maybe half an hour to read, I don't even know, maybe less than that. It's really, really short. It's a sort of sci-fi short story. It basically focuses on these two kind of creatures, one of which is the All-Seeing Eye, who is basically a massive corpus, and he has this great sort of world within himself. He goes around and he devours stars and he devours planets and he devours things, and he brings them into his corpus and he makes them part of him, and he basically knows everything because of how much he's absorbed and things like that. And then the Meeker is the sort of silent assistant who has been following him and working with him for a long, long time. They are just this duo who go around. There are many other all-seeing eyes and stuff too who go around the universe and sort of absorb all this stuff, and it's a really interesting concept. I thought it was written very, very well. I thought that the writing style was fluid. It did take me a little bit to get into, but only a little bit because it is a short story. So I was quite intrigued straight away. I thought it was an interesting idea, and I think the character personality of both the Meeker and the All-Seeing Eye was done really, really well, because the All-Seeing Eye is quite pretentious. He thinks he knows it all. I don't know if it's he, it might be genderless, but they think they know it all, and they think that they have, you know, every bit of knowledge in the universe, essentially. The Meeker is kind of this meek, sort of subservient servant who follows him around and just speaks to him and keeps him entertained as they go around. And one day they find this strange thing which, when the All-Seeing Eye recreates what it was, it turns out to be a human, and this human sort of baffles the two of them. They don't understand what a human is, they don't understand the way of life of humans, and it's just a very big mystery for them. I really, really enjoyed seeing how this story played out. I thought that the Meeker was a great little character. I thought that the Eye was a bit arrogant, but definitely good as a character to read about. And I thought that the adventure that they were on and the mystery that they were uncovering was all very thought-provoking. There are some definite links to sort of everyday problems and ideas that we have going on, like power struggles and things like that, and sort of how much power is too much power, and definitely questioned within this story, and I really enjoyed seeing that. And I do think for a short story it was very, very well written and very concise and very thought-provoking. So if you've not read it, it won't take you long. I would definitely recommend doing it. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was very, very good, very well written, and just an enjoyable read all round. So I would love to hear your thoughts on both The Strange Library and The Meeker and the All-Seeing Eye. Both of them were short stories. They're both really, really quick to get through. And if you've read them, let me know your thoughts. If you haven't read them, definitely go read them because they're very, very quick to get through. They won't take you long, and they were both well worth reading. I really liked both of them, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you all again soon in another video. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little